Hello everyone, I'm Bielsa, Nigeria. Good morning to you. You're tuning into Let's Talk Nigeria right now on your favorite station, Golding 97.5 FM, right here in the heart of Yenagua, precisely Michael Popo Street, man. Yeah, I am Oye Steven.
And I am Paul Oblomugbasa.
Now, we just want to quickly let you know that Let's Talk Nigeria, your number one program, has been nominated for the best program of the year. So you know how it is. You just head on to the Bielsa Media Awards website and select for Let's Talk Nigeria and vote as many times as possible so that your preferred program will emerge number one, the champion. All right then, so that's it. As always, it's a privilege to share your morning, whether you are on your way to work, preparing for something special or whatever it is, preparing your words for some lessons. I know some people have summer schools at the moment, or you're navigating the LACD bustle, you go to the market, wherever you're going to. Thank you for making us part of your day. Now today we are diving deep into a conversation that's gaining momentum across political circles and social media timelines alike. It's bold, it's controversial, and it's coming from one of Nigeria's most talked about political figures, Mr. Peter Obi, the Labour Party's 2023 presidential candidate and former governor of Anambra State. Now, in a recent statement on his visit to Bauchi State, Peter Obi proposed a significant constitutional shift. That is a single-term presidency, one term, no second chances, no re-elections, just one focused opportunity to lead the country and deliver results. According to Peter Obi, this model could curb the endless distractions, politicking, and resource-draining cycle of second-term ambitions that often derail effective governance. You know already what we're facing. The president, the current administration, a lot of people have begun to talk about 2027. While he's already in his second year in office, and we've said it several times on this platform that it's not healthy because there's still more work to be done. Now here is the big question. We're asking this morning, could this one-term presidency proposal be the game changer Nigeria desperately needs? Or is it just another idealistic solution that sounds good in theory but fails or falls apart in practice?
Those questions are very salient questions, so that's why we are bringing it to the fore this morning. And let's break it down. Nigeria has had decades of democratic transitions from 1999, but the system is still plagued by recycled leaders, broken campaign promises, and a culture where governance takes a backseat since election fever kicks in, which is the truth. Many a times you see people it's no longer about the promises and the things that also do that. Everybody now stops governance and starts, campaigning on the things we see. We see it year in, year out, season in, season out. And now we are looking at this because we want to see how people can get better. Now, the question is, in the midst of everything, we see broken campaign promises, a culture where governance takes a backseat. Once election fever comes, in many cases, the first term becomes less about serving the people and more about setting up for re-election. Wanting to know what those that are loyal to me and those that are not loyalist and the things I'm supposed to be doing, with loyalty buying, backdoor deals, and political godfatherism eating deep into statecraft. Obi argues that a one-term presidency of 5 years will force leaders to focus on results rather than campaigns. No need to please party bigwigs for a second ticket. No time for endless politicking. Just deliver or go home. Now, but critics raise valid concerns. What happens if a truly transformational leader comes along? Should really be their time in office? This guy has done so well and everything. Now he's just going to 5 years. How far? Does it end there? or even if they've proven effective, and what guarantees do we have that the quality of leadership will improve just because the term is shorter? Out of, okay, 2 terms 8 years, now 1 term 5 years, will it really just mean that governance will be better and upgraded? After all, a 1-term government still faces the same structural problems: corruption, weak institutions, and systemic inefficiencies everywhere.
So this morning, we want to hear your thoughts. Your thoughts, Bielsa. We want to hear your thoughts. Would a single-term presidency be the reset button Nigeria needs? Or is this just another distraction from deeper reforms? Some persons have also proposed 6 years, 7 years.
Yep.
Call us, text us, drop your messages on WhatsApp, or join the conversation on Facebook right now, 97.5 Golding FM Yenagua. For text messages, it's 0805 3277767. And of course, the numbers for you to call are 0707 747 1522, 0912 000 1975. That's for WhatsApp calls and WhatsApp messages. We'd really like you to weigh the pros and the cons of Obi's proposal: 5 years, and many others who say 6 years will be fine, 7 years will be okay, just 1 term and then that's it. So let's sit tight, relax, because it's time for us to get Nigeria talking, and of course, it's Let's Talk Nigeria. So yes, Nigeria, Africa's most populous democracy, has long grappled with challenges related to the governance, political stability and leadership transition. But one recurring proposal by political analysts, as we have said, reform advocates and even former leaders, is the idea of a single-term presidency lasting, between 5 to 7 years. This reform suggestion aims to improve governance, reduce electoral violence, and foster national development by eliminating the distraction and tensions of re-election politics. Now, although not yet adopted, Obi has raised it again. The debate around this idea reflects Nigeria's ongoing struggle to strengthen its democratic institutions. But let's take a look at it from the historical context and origins of the proposal. For the Nigerian presidential system, modeled after the United States, allows for a maximum of 4-4-year terms. Now, since the return to democracy in 1999, Nigeria has experienced several turbulent elections, allegations of electoral fraud and political instability, often linked to incumbents seeking re-election. Like on the newspaper review this morning, we talked about, okay, fine, the incumbent would like to come, and then you see parties saying, well, what do you call that again? Right of first refusal, things like that.
Yep.
So the person will be seeking re-election. And most times, most leaders will fight really hard to ensure that they return. They don't want to give it up. They just want to ensure that they get it back. The only president in Nigerian history that had to give it up after losing the election was Goodluck Jonathan, But prominent Nigerian figures such as former President Olusegun Obasanjo, Goodluck Jonathan, and former Senate President David Mark have at different times supported a constitutional amendment to introduce a single extended term for the president and state governors. So this is not the first time.
Yeah.
Obi is just raising it again, These proposals typically suggest a tenure of 6 or 7 years, non-renewable, as a means of maximizing political interference in governance. But now, should it be 6? Should it be 7? And this very constitutional amendment, there was nothing like that, No one is even thinking toward that direction. And so Obi was saying, if he's given an opportunity, he would suggest that this should be the way to go, Paul.
Okay, so now I just want to just bring out a different list of supporters of the single-term or rotational presidency so far in Nigeria since 1999. Somewhat. Ike Ekweremadu, that is the former deputy Senate president, at one point in time advocated for a single 5 or 6 year presidential term as a part of a constitutional reform, arguing that it would reduce election-related distraction, which is always coming.
It's
up.
already happening right now.
You understand manipulation and instability, and encourage broader power rotation across regions. That's the reason why you were saying it. And also, a civic educator and banker that is at Tedo Peterside also proposed a 5-year single term via referendum to allow for faster rotation of power among the 6 geopolitical zones of Nigeria. That means if it is going to be a 5-year term, within 30 years, it's gone around all the geopolitical zones. Everybody has received theirs, as opposed to the 8 years for one geopolitical zone, or maybe one time this area and all the different things. So imagine what happens. Afe Babalola, of course, which happens to be a legal scholar, he published an opinion piece urging replacement of the 2-term system with a single non-renewable 6-year term for presidential and gubernatorial offices, not just presidential. He said this is citing reduced corruption, eliminated re-election distractions coming up again, and improved inclusion governance. So there's some things that are just like repeated indices in all this conversation. We want to take away corruption, want to minimize corruption, want to also take away distractions, re-election distractions, and governance. But Ohanaeze Ndigbo also advocated a 6-year term with 5 vice presidents, one from each geopolitical zone, including the presidents, each supervising key ministries, plus rotational presidency and zonal fairness for equity. These are proposals, and even in 2011 to the former president, Goodluck Ebele Jonathan, 2011, had proposed a single 5 or 6 year term, citing that it would allow focus on governance rather than re-election maneuvers.
That's right. So arguments in support of the one-term president. There are quite a number of arguments. I think I have about 3 or 4 of them right here. The first one is that of reduction in electoral tension and violence. Nigerian elections are often marred by violence, especially during second-term campaigns, as we're going to be experiencing in 2027.
That do-or-die affair thing.
Yes.
Yeah.
And a single non-renewable term would remove the high stakes of re-election battles, thus decreasing political violence and corruption associated with securing a second term. So that's what some people argue, that this should be considered.
Yeah.
Second one is focus on governance over politics. A lot of people have complained as well that with the 2027 coming up, the incumbent administration or the incumbent president is a little bit distracted because he's looking at how he's going to be securing his seat in 2027, and that's where you now have the defections moving from one political party to the ruling APC.
Yeah.
So that's another argument. So a major criticism of 2-term system is that the first term is often used for campaigning for the second. And a 1-term president is more likely to focus solely on delivering governance without the distractions of politicking. This could lead to more ambitious people-focused policy implementation. And the third one is equitable power rotation, like you should mention. Nigeria's political structure is sensitive to ethnic and regional balance. So a single term could allow more regions and groups to access the presidency in a shorter term, strengthening the federal character principle and reducing marginalization complaints. Fourthly is incumbents in Nigeria typically wield significant influence over electoral bodies, security forces, and party machinery. So this creates an uneven playing field. But eliminating re-election, the system would neutralize the misuse of state resources for political gain. That's what some people argue. And lastly, a president who knows they cannot seek a second term may be more inclined to strengthen democratic institutions.
Thank you.
rather than manipulate them for personal or political gain. So this could help in developing stronger, more independent institutions. So these are some of the arguments in favor of for a one-term presidency. There are also arguments for against the one-term presidency, but I don't know what you have anything to say before I read out those arguments.
Yeah, for some persons talking about the argument, and because let me just take from a former minority leader, House of Reps, that's Farouk Aliyu, and say that according to him, that called Peter Obi's one-term pledge as ignorant and mere rhetorics. That's what they said. They said governing a state is vastly different from governing a diverse nation like Nigeria. And according to him, he believes that Nigeria's problem can't be solved in one short term. So that is his own
Are you
argument.
looking forward to solving? That's the question we want to ask people now.
Yes.
Are you looking forward to solving Nigeria's problem
or
in
setting or you want to set the precedence?
Yeah, so another person can follow.
Yeah, so that because this is what I've done and every other thing. But some other people are arguing and saying that
It's possible.
it's possible that if you want to do that, we could achieve every other thing if we make the office less attractive. That's just the thing. If you make the office, that is both the presidency, the governors, whether it's House of Rep, anything, let's do House of Rep and Senate now, receive and governorship. If you make the office very less attractive, how one person will be willing to go down long journey?
Absolutely. So now let's look at the arguments against the one-term presidency. One of the arguments that a president with no need to seek re-election may feel less accountable to the electorate. Is that exactly what we're facing right now? Those persons who, are already seeking for re-election, do they really feel like working really hard for the people? Well, you have a better opportunity to explain all of that. I mean, our listeners. Now, without the pressure of return to the people for another mandate, there is a risk of complacency or authoritarian tendencies. I don't know about that, but this is one of the arguments. And secondly, insufficient time to implement reforms. That's exactly what this person was saying.
Yes,
in his
Faruk
rhetoric. Faruk Ali was saying. But in democratic systems, the prospect of re-election is a motivating factor for performance. So some say that if you want to come back, you want to perform very well, so that when you're coming back for re-election, people will say, okay, this is what you've done, this is what you've done. Okay, so we'll give it another term. So taking that incentive away may diminish their drive to achieve results or remain responsive to the public needs so far. But has that been the case so far in the democratic journey that we have experienced since 1999? That because you have a chance, do the leaders think that people will vote them based on their performance? That's the issue now. So I need to work right now because the election is free and fair. Therefore, if I don't perform, the people will not give me a second chance. Is that the case in Nigeria?
I think the case in Nigeria has always been that if you have a first 10 or 4 years, the first 2 years they're doing the work, and the next 2 years is for re-election campaigns. That's what you do. So when you're supposed to be working for 4 years, work for 4 years and let the people choose you and say, okay, this is what we've done. We believe in what you've done. We believe in, and we believe that you didn't have enough time to do it. So let's give you another time. But at every given time, you see, for 4 years, the first 2 years, they're going to be work. Then the next 2 years is, okay, let's begin to remove those that are not being loyal. Begin to see how we can begin to have, suddenly you begin to see from the 2 years, the last 2 years, you can see campaigns for the next general election.
But Mahmoud has already said that it's not yet time for campaigns. Anyone who's doing that is doing that against the law. So it's breaking the law.
They themselves, the question is, the interesting part is the fact that the main players themselves and not they are not going to be talking anything at all. They're not saying anything at all.
But the followers are doing the job.
You have people. That's the thing, because you have people. It's grassroots. So those are the people who are going to be fanning the embers. You are those who are going to keep quiet. And I'm not saying anything. No response concerning re-election about this is what's going to be happening. So we're seeing it play out. It's everywhere. How do you have billboards flying everywhere all across the country? The 36 states, including the Federal Capital Territory, the people that are doing the first terms, the governors. You are beginning to see some kind of things. Okay, it's time to go for the next one. That's what we're seeing play out.
So right now, we're still looking at some of the arguments against this one single term. I think the next one is political instability due to frequent transitions. And the fifth is possibility of increased corruption. Without the check of future electoral judgment, some fear that one-term presidents could engage in unchecked looting, knowing they won't face the electorate again. Accountability mechanisms would need to be significantly strengthened to prevent this. That is, if we consider a one-term presidency. But there are some comparative examples. So that when we talk about one term, is it that Nigeria is going into something that has not been done elsewhere before? Of course, we borrowed this from the United States.
Every time.
For you, yeah.
Every time.
So, but globally, a few democracies operate on a one-term presidential system. For example, Mexico is one of the most cited examples, with its president serving a single 6-year term. While the model has some merits, Mexico still struggles with corruption and weak institutions, suggesting that tenure alone does not determine governance quality. Now, in Africa, countries like Kenya and Ghana operate similar systems to Nigeria with 2, 4-year or 5-year terms. Like, I think Kenya is 5 years. Yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
And some other African countries. Their experiences suggest that the success of term systems often depends more on political culture, institutional strength, and civic engagement than the length or renewability of the term. So there are a lot of sides to this issue of a single term. But back to the question to our people who are listening at this moment. Obi, during his visit to Bala Mohammed in Bauchi State, said if he is given the opportunity, he would suggest that we go for a 5-year term of presidency. That is a 5-year. That's one single term of 5 years of presidency. So what do you think, in your opinion? Should we be talking or discussing that now? Because we have looked at the merits and the demerits, the arguments for and against. But some say that those who argue for a one term of whether it be 5, 6, or 7 years, it will really, really strengthen democracy to some extent. What is your take? Do you agree that it will, or do you disagree with Peter Obi, just like the Farouk said, that is just some kind of blabbings and that does not have any space in our politics in Nigeria? What is your take on this matter? Do you agree or disagree? If you do agree, why do you agree with all we have mentioned here? Or if you disagree, what are your points? Do you agree with Peter Obi or you disagree with Peter Obi? Remember, Paul has already revealed that people who supported this, even one time our own former president Goodluck Jonathan mentioned something like that, about 6 years for one term for 6 years.
Even people like them,
Ekweremadu as well. Do you think that conversation should return? Should we be talking about a one single tenure thing, so that all of this issue of let's go back to the to the polls again, let's fight our way back for a second for re-election, will be eliminated? Well, the numbers are 0707 747 1522, 0912 0001975. You can drop me messages on Facebook right now because we are streaming live. 97.5 Golding FM. Just go there on Facebook and drop your comments. We'll read your comments. Or send a text message to 0805 327 7767. Let's get the first call. Good morning.
Hey, good morning.
Good morning to you.
Good morning.
We got it from Malaysia.
All right.
All this one we didn't talk to you whether maybe increase the tenure before you know whether they work well. For me, at least, I don't take any of their decision within the week. My own take is say somebody will want to do something in 4 years, he go fit do well. Then another person will come. Go fit do well. Even if one tenor for that for 4 years, person fit take and do a lot, so that at least this thing go fit touch plenty people hand. Because not be only one people now, one person now in the country. So we too plenty. That 7 years or 8 years where person will go for 2 times for me and no take. If now 4 years, at least that for 4 years, do your own, the one way you fit do. Then if you do and if you do well, then we go tell you to continue. If the masses say yes, so this man do well, make it continue. If he continue, but in that 4 years, then give you if you no work well, you don't go come back, come impose yourself on us, come back again, come sit down because already you don't get power. So me, I don't like all the waiting there, the association with them. Make it the 4 years. Now 4 years, if you do well, continue. If you don't do well, come on. Then it might take you.
Okay.
All right, thank you very much. She's suggesting 4 years, no 5 years. Reduction of 1 year again. Okay, so you're in support of it, but she's suggesting 4 years. Okay, well, let's see how it goes. Let's get your calls. It's your time now. Speak to us. What is your name and where you calling from, please?
Good morning.
Good morning.
I'm Paul.
Good morning. Good morning.
sir.
Yes, good morning, sir.
I remain Apostle Elo White on the line.
Apostle,
Okay, sir.
thanks for joining us.
Yes. I joined Mr. Peter Obi for that 5 year single term. You know why?
Okay.
Listen, my reasons are this. If it's 5 years single term, if you are focused, you will achieve a lot. Look at the military governor of Bayelsa State that we are celebrating today. He spent barely 30 months in office and he achieved a lot. In fact, he kept an indelible footprint that children unborn will live to see these things. Complex is there. Government is there. Secretary is there. How someone has it for only 30 months, he was able to achieve these things. That's the man with focus. So if you give 12 years, 13 years, the man that has no focus will still achieve nothing. So I also joined P2B to campaign for 5 years single term. If this man can achieve this thing, and I open to so many persons, being a president for 5 years, you will achieve a lot. Then when you stop, I'll take over from you. We continue from where you stop. And secondly, our ICPC and EFCC should be strengthened more so that when you loot flesh, the minute you are going out, they will grab you, they will hold you, they will recover all our resources that they will have a strong security system that when you are out of office, you cannot go anywhere. They will see your purpose and they will scrutinize you. Whatever you do, when you are in governance, they will not come for you then. So that it will be an output. When you 3-5 years, you come out there and you will go in. So with these things, we have check and balances. And all this issue of 2 years tenure, you begin to offend, you begin to be trusted, you begin to bring with this 5 years single term, there will be not like governance again. Nothing like God, because you know that 5 years, what you do, you come out. So I joined to come for that 5 years. Yes, it's good.
Okay, thank you, Pastor Leon White. This issue he raised, very important. No issue of godfatherism.
It kills, according to him, because also it was also mentioned by those the proponents of this single term thing for both presidents and governors. It kills it. Godfatherism is gone because you're going to be having just one person. One person will not be overruling every other person there. So that's nice. Okay, we'll have a call now. Hello, good morning.
Hello, good morning. Good FM, good morning.
Good morning, sir. Good morning. We like this vibe. Yes, good morning.
Yeah, Chico B, the call from Obama.
Chico B, please go ahead, Chico.
Yeah, I support you B with the 5 years, one single tenure.
Why?
With the reason of my own reason.
Okay, please go ahead.
See as people that, from this party, they joined the other party because they know their forces have been terminated. If you don't join this party, that means everything way they do, you just do on your own. That is the reason of grass carpeting, because they are free for the next 4 years. But if you have one single tenure, you know that all your all your power, everything end on this one single tenure. You face the governance, not to campaign again. If this two tenure, what would they do now? If you do on 2 tenure, you are targeting, you are not fit to work for the masses. You are building yourself. You can see all the whole South now don't go join APC because they are targeting for next 4 years again. But now one single tenure, you forget from opposition party. And with that opposition party, my dear, we can't go far because when you are not checkmated, everything you are doing, you are just doing because you just feel like say you are the king of the forest. So 1 year tenure will help us. Then this 1 year tenure, the good way to help us is that we started by zoning.
Okay.
You can see that people from the southeast have been marginalized for over 60 years. they can't live for that bank. So with this 1 year tenure, good. I think it will be good going by zoning. Thank you.
Thank you, Chikobi.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Let's take another call. Good morning. Good morning.
They have their own allocation coming direct to them, while their own state coming to governor giving to assembly members. So please, let us want to deceive Nigeria. You want to rule Nigeria. Tell us how you want to rule Nigeria. Don't be saying you want to fix Nigeria within 4 years. You cannot do it because you cannot have a party can get majority in Senate and House of Rep. Because you go feed a party who go for Senate is a minority party, but Senate and the House of Rep is other party. They cannot allow you to do anything. So anybody who want to come to Nigeria, make him plan what he want to do for Nigeria and do for Nigeria. Don't come and tell us say you go fight, go kill, finish corruption within 1 month. You go fix Nigeria within 4 years. That is it's a lie.
Okay, sorry, sir. Sorry, Ogatoni. They did not propose a 4 year. They said for a single term of 5, 6, and 7. According to what they've said, a single term. A single term.
God bless you.
Yes, sir.
As Nigeria, as we see Nigeria, a single tenor will kill this country. Because them in Nigeria, they are doing something in the first year, second year, because of they have chance to contest the next election.
Okay. But
if this has will hold, if you get this single tenor, if them buy their House of Assembly members, nothing again. Because only people have the power to impeach the governor. It's House Assembly. And when House Assembly, they like house boy to governors. And when governors is one of the problems of this country. It's not the president of Nigeria. His governor is one of the biggest problems in this country. And when governors don't do anything in a state, Nigeria cannot do anything.
Okay.
Because if you check to the how many roads federal government have done, how many roads state governors have done. So single road we weak Nigeria.
Okay.
More. What are this we do now? Okay. So I'll say this support for 2 single tenor. If you finish in 4 years, come and run for second tenor. If you like you, we vote for you. If you like, we vote against you.
Okay.
Thank you and God bless.
Thank you, Tony. Thank you for that. Thank you.
Okay, so Tony has made a point. That's his own opinion, a very valid one as well. But the issue of coming back, if we are able to get the electoral reform properly, then we know that, okay, yes, when you're coming for a second tenure, if we don't want you, we can vote you and you might just not win, and you'll not force yourself back to the people even when the people don't want you.
Especially because I want to take the statement of the former president Goodluck Ebele Jonathan. He said that if you should not force the people. That was a build up to the last election. You should not force your ambition on the people. Let the people vote for you. Let the people do everything that they can to bring. If they love you, they'll bring you back. If not, if you feel you cannot deliver the goods, you can go to leave politicking and go to business. And that should be the drive. That should be the mantra. That should be what you're going to do. What deliverables am I giving to my people that will not when you want to come into power, you want to enforce it and say, okay, let's do it. But we've also seen people that even in the first term, they done remarkably well. And
you don't even need to return.
You don't. It's
you just do your job remarkably. You go. And you don't have to return.
Do the thing.
We remember you for it.
It's about posterity. That's why I said if we make some people are arguing even on social media and everything, saying that if we make these offices less attractive, how many persons will be willing? As you just go to other climes, you see some prime ministers are riding on bicycles and just being a normal person on the street. Can we have that?
Okay, so we have more of these questions for you to answer when we return after this break.
The Miles Media Awards are here again.
Waiting this one, Papa, they talk.
Guess what? Golden FM 97.5, your gold standard of radio, has been nominated for Radio Station of the Year. And we've got some of your favorite shows and OAPs on the list too. Vote for Christy with the Golden K. Golden Sports, Worship and Word, Pepe Soup Zone, Let's Talk Nigeria, Wobeniere, Golden FM, your station of the year. Want to vote? Here's how. Step 1. Go to www.bma.org.ng. Step 2. Click Vote Now and enter your email. Step 3. Pick your fave nominees. Step 4. Choose how many votes you want to give. Step 5. Make payments, card, bank, or transfer. Step 6. Boom! Vote confirmed. Each vote costs just 100 naira. Max 50 votes per nominee. Vote again September 20th. Golden FM 97.5. Your gold standard of radio.
Cruising around by Yelsa on 97.5 Golden FM.
That's right, your favorite radio program, Let's Talk Nigeria, has been nominated for the the best program of the year, the Bios Media Awards. So just head on to the website and do what you need to do to make this program become the best program in Bios State out of Bios Media Awards. Of course, let's get back to the phone lines. 0707 747 1522 0912 000 1975, and text messages, of course, 0805 3277767. We are live on Facebook right now. We're streaming live, so you just want to head on Facebook and drop your messages. We'll read them out for it. But before that, let's look at the feasibility and implementation challenges in Nigeria. We're talking about the second term. How is it going to be possible in Nigeria? Amending Nigeria's constitution is no small task, as we all know. The proposal for a one-term presidency would require approval by 2/3 of the National Assembly and 2/3 of state houses of assembly. So this is a high bar, especially in a system where many politicians benefit from the status quo. So will the National Assembly, will the state house of assembly approve of this single term thing is one thing we should consider while we discuss this matter.
Because also knowing that, because that if it flies, if it ever goes through, we also have the conversation, because some persons already also bringing up the conversation that why you do for presidential offices and also the governorship offices too. The green chambers and the red chambers, the federal house and the Senate, as well as the state house of assembly, you should also do it. If we make they should make it across the board, all political office holders that are being elected one term, 6 years. How interesting will it be? Because this person, like you said, is going to be, it's in the hands of the legislature to put everything to work, to see what happens. So are they willing to go that extra mile to make it work that way? Because the moment it is signed into law, now it's all going to be only presidential and governor. That means now they're going to be like, okay, we can go for four times.
So what you're saying is that we should go all political positions once in a term for 5 years.
I mean all. If you do it that way, the idea now is the people that are there presently, are they going to be accepting it? Will they accept it? Because it is like someone are going to be as if they're shooting themselves on the foot. And they can't run the race farther,
Yeah. So still talking about the feasibility and implementation challenges in Nigeria. Many incumbent governors and legislators may resist the change. That's what we are thinking, seeing it as limiting their political ambitions. You see, now civil society groups, legal experts, and the political parties would need to build consensus and public support for such a shift to occur. I have my personal opinion about this, but let us hear more from the people as we allow you to speak now. But before we take this calls, let me quickly take this message. Shidrak from Etigwe, he said, everything in life has advantages and disadvantages. The length of the tenure does not determine development, but the individual involved. The idea of one tenure is not bad, but the same system will be hijacked. The individual matters, not the tenures. Okay, that's from you. This one is from Charles. AB, one tenure or 10, it doesn't matter. They are all looking for means to deceive us. Again, I rest my case. Senior Comrade A.B. Charles, the charming celebrated lady. All right, thank you so much, A.B. Charles. Say good morning, presenters. My name is Sophine, or is it Sophina? I don't know. From Agudama Ekpetiama. My stand in this country is that let all ministers heading each ministry merit their offices through elections and not appointment. Okay, well, I don't know. I think you are.
That's another conversation. but
Moving away from this
but that's another side of the conversation, because you know we talked about it. If we have these things done properly, it's when you check everything and it's done properly. See, it will bring some people to they have to do all of the things they said for the plannings. Okay, this I want to do. You must do it, because people are going to be having check and balances.
That's right. Okay, let's take another message. This one is: good morning, Paul and Stevie. The 5-year single term ambition of Peter Obi is possible. Leadership and development is a catalyst of mindset. A dedicated leader can perform well in 5 years. On the other hand, a leader that is not dedicated cannot perform even 8 years and above. From Innocent Baking Wire. Well, you didn't tell us where you are texting from, but thank you so much for your message. Let's return to the calls now. Good morning. Hello, good morning.
Good morning. Yes, good morning.
Good morning, sir.
Okay. Your brother Joshua calling from Mountain of Fire area, Okaka. Good morning.
All right, Joshua, thanks for joining us.
You see, many people have said, and they have said the truth. There are people you will give even 50 years and nothing, in our local palace, and nothing comes out. I'm telling you the truth. Let's take an example of Governor, His Excellency, late Governor Melford Okilo. Within 4 years, 3 months, he was able to achieve a lot. We even had gas turbine here in the old River State, which transformed to Bayelsa State. There was gas turbine in 4 years. He did that. Every community was touched. So fixing tenure may not really matter. If it is agreed that tenure should be fixed, then equally development and good governance too should be fixed. That for every regime, this is what you are supposed to do, this is what you are supposed to do, this is what you are supposed to do. It should be enshrined so that any person who does not meet up that criteria will be held accountable. A lot of things, and most times we are looking at only the presidency, the governors, and even the local government chairmen, the local government councils. Nobody is talking about that. How about the Senate and the House of Reps and Assembly members? Nobody is talking about that. Everybody is just one single tenure for president. What of the other ones? So everybody every office should be looked into, and if they are reviewing the Constitution, all these things should be embedded. And the most important question now is, if it is agreed that a single tenure should fly, when will it commence? If it is 2027, is President Asiwaju Bola Ahmed Tinubu, will he be qualified to take that single one tenure? These are issues we need to trash out and look at it holistically. The most important thing is avoid ethnicity. I think that is what is bringing up all these matters. Thank you. Have a lovely day.
Thank you, Joshua.
Thank you, Joshua, for your thoughts this morning. Good morning.
Hello.
Hello, good morning.
Good morning.
My name is Seyi. I'm calling from.
All right, go ahead, please.
Okay. I'm the first time caller. Normally, I don't like hearing on justice, but today the thing really interests me. That's why I'm calling.
Thank you very much.
Thank you for joining and calling this morning. Thank you.
Okay. Like, according to the other one I just called, I don't think the problem of Nigeria is to be on first tenure, like just one tenure in presidency. Because that is a lot that is going on in Nigeria. To me, if it is only me, let's actually the constitution that will guide any president that is coming in, or even any say House of Assembly member, councillors that are coming. Because if there is no law guiding those people, even though they do like one time presidency, nothing is going to work. Okay, let there be rules that this is what Nigeria is facing, and you're coming in as a president. In your fourth tenure, this and this and that and this will be solved by you. If you do well without election, you will rule your 8th tenure complete or extra 2 tenures for you. Because I am not saying that any rule is guiding any president or any governor. That is why our country is filthy, and they're only accountable for it. Okay, this is what and what that you're supposed to do, and you not do it. Oh yeah, where are the money for it? Where's the money is there for you to handle these issues?
All right, thank you. Thank you very much. Thank you. Appreciate you. Let's take more calls. It's your time. Good morning. Thanks for joining us. Your name, please.
Good morning, Paul Bassa and Moyo Steven.
Good morning.
Good morning, sir. Welcome to show.
Thank you. How was the weekend, sir?
Was good.
Great.
Your name, please.
Yeah, my name is Comrade Abraham Nelson.
Comrade from Tombia Ekpechama.
Thanks for joining us.
Yes, you're correct. Thank you very much, sir. Yes, very interesting topic today. For me, I want to come from a different approach. Though I agree with Mr. Peter Obi for the 5 years. Is it 5 years single tenure?
5 years.
Yes,
One term, 5 years.
Mm.
Yes, I agree with him. Just as you've said before that our father, former President Dr. Goodluck Bello Jonathan, has proposed a single 6 years tenure, and Nigerians disagreed with him. I think there's a drive here. Or should I ask a question first? Has the current system failed us? The answer is yes. It's very obvious. The current system, that's 4 years double tenure, has failed us. So we are looking for something better or a way out. So there is a drive here. And what is the drive? The resources of the country. Every region wants to have the opportunity to be at the center to control the resources of this country. That is the driving force. True or false, sir?
Well, we can't tell. It's your own opinion, though.
Yeah, because we're taking your opinion. That's why we're doing.
Okay. Now let me get to where I'm going. So I think we should look at it from this angle, a bottom to top approach. What if the resources of the country are localized? What if every state, every local government have the right to manage their resources and pay tax to the center to reduce that drive at the seat of power in the center? What if every state have that authority, the legal backing to manage whatever you have in your locality, then you pay a certain amount of tax or a percentage to the center? It will reduce this drive. It will reduce all this clamoring for single year, double tenure. That people with good character, people who have the leadership qualities, the sincerity to lead, they will be the ones to be vying for elections. Not those people who want to make money from the system. Majority of those you see clamoring for this and that, they just want to benefit from this. In fact, they want to remain in the corridors of power. They don't want to relinquish power to anybody. They want to be at the center to control, to always control. So that drive should be reduced. Just like what you said we should make it unattractive or less attractive to our politicians. And you see most of them they'll start going into business and all that, and other ventures. So we should look for a way. Instead of saying one single tenure or two tenure, we should look for a way to bring down that power at the center, to reduce it, and also make sure that the resources are domiciled at their localities, so that the people from that various regions will benefit from it. Thank you very much, sir.
Thank you very much for calling. We appreciate you. Well, Tom from Apollo is saying that the advocacy of single tenureship for governors does not sound feasible in Nigerian democratic system of government. However, it decreases tension of re-election bid from electorate as well as candidate whose ambition may be truncated by the ill-fated electoral system in accordance with unforeseen circumstances beyond control. Nevertheless, two-term system is still workable regardless of political affiliation and acrimony surrounding the political landscape. In a nutshell, the two-tenure is most acceptable in order to achieve the developmental strides earmarked in governance. Well, two-tenure, but that means people who are advocating for two-tenure, they are saying that the leader must have done very well in the first tenure, because if the people do not want, if we have a good electoral system, if the people without sentiments, without any form of bigotry, do not want you for a second tenure, you definitely will not complete that so-called developmental whatever thing that you are trying to put out there.
I've seen where a set of people are told their elected official, a member from, I think it was either House of Assembly or the Senate or this thing, but he was elected to represent them. He had a town hall meeting with them, and they just told him vehemently to his face that you have not done well for us, and we're not voting you. We're not voting you this next election. And he got very livid. He threw the things that he bought for them. His wife was even begging. They said, scream all you can. Do all you can do all your charade right now. We have come to a point and a resolution as members of your constituents that you have failed us. You've not given us the deliverables you promised us to do. We are not going to vote for you. And they did not vote for him.
So you see. So those who advocate for two tenure, you are already assuming whether the person does well or not.
Yeah.
You will definitely give him the second chance to come do whatever thing. But you see, the idea is that we need people who are credible, whether two tenure or one tenure. You should be able to deliver for the common good of the people. Well, in conclusion, as we round off our conversation, the one-term presidency proposal in Nigeria offers a compelling vision of a political system less prone to electoral violence. That's my own opinion. Corruption and the excesses of incumbency. That last point, the excesses of incumbency, it's going to reduce it completely.
True.
We're going to eliminate it completely, and I totally align myself with the single-term thing, the one-term presidency proposal for even governors as well. It promises to reorient leadership towards performance and inclusivity. However, the model is not without flaws, of course. A shortened leadership cycle could result in instability, the lack of continuity, and weakened accountability if not paired with institutional reform. So quite a number of people might not agree with that anyway. But that's my own opinion as I conclude this session.
For me, we just want to, like I've always maintained, we've always said that let's build a strong Nigeria. If we have the system structures to really bring forth or beef up accountability and give people-centric policies, bring it to the fore, Nigeria will always be good. What is it? Even if it's going to be 2 years, a man can change a place. I've seen it happen. A man can change a place.
I agree with you.
It's all just the political willpower to do it, and everything changes. Let's give our people good governance and do the work very well. So please remember, Bayelsa will be about Bayelsas, Nigeria will be about Nigerians. That's all I have to say for now.
And please vote for Let's Talk Nigeria as the best program of the year at the Bayelsa Media Awards. My name is Moye Steven.
And my name is Paul Oblomugbasa.
Stay tuned for the news update at 10.
Cruising around by Yelza on 97.5 Golden FM. Other stations are like broken records. Golden FM 97.5 is streaming.
News update at 10 on Golden FM.
Thanks for joining us on the news update at 10. I am Moye Steven. Honorable Festus Keyamo, the Minister of Aviation and Aerospace Development, has announced the suspension of a planned strike by aviation unions, which was scheduled to commence today. The minister, in a statement from his official X handle, noted that his long-standing ties with labor leaders played a role in achieving the breakthrough. However, the union said the strike has been deferred due to recent positive developments. The unions urge all NAMA staff to remain engaged and optimistic. The Coalition of African Democratic Congress ADC has accused the President Bola Ahmed Tinubu-led government of plotting to destabilize the party. Mr. Bolaji Abdullahi, ADC spokesman, made the allegation in an interview, criticizing the government for instigating a rift in the party. Mr. Abdullahi claimed the government sowed discord among other parties and wants to do the same to the ADC. The Nigeria Revenue Service NRS Act has introduced new penalties for the unauthorized disclosure of confidential information and documents by staff members. The NRS Act is among the 4 bills recently signed into by President Bola Tinubu. In Part 6, miscellaneous provisions of the NRS Act, the law states that all internal records, including institutional information, memoranda, and communications, are classified as confidential. The provision also applies to all officials and individuals involved in the administration of the Act. The NRS said business records, tax returns, notices, assessments, and any documents relating to a person's assets, liabilities, or profits should be treated as secret. According to the law, exceptions to the confidentiality rule include disclosures authorized by the service by court order or when required for the enforcement of tax laws in Nigeria. Ms. Rita Ugwamaye, a core member and content creator better known as Ms. Raye, has alleged that the National Youth Service Corps NYSC in Lagos withheld her discharge certificate. In March, Ms. Ugwamaye made headlines when she posted a video criticizing government policies. Ms. Ugwamaye later apologized for some of her comments, which she said were misconstrued as talking down on Lagos. In a recent post on Instagram, Ms. Raya said she went to the NYSC office to claim her discharge certificate, but she was not given. In a statement on Sunday, Ms. Caroline Mbu, NYSC acting spokesperson, said Ms. Ugwamaye's service year has been extended by 2 months for failing to attend the April 2025 biometrics clearance in April. She said the content creator is among the 131 core members whose certificates were withheld for disciplinary reasons. The Nigeria Meteorological Agency, NEMET, has predicted thunderstorms and rain from Monday to Wednesday across the country. NEMET's weather outlook released on Sunday in Abuja envisaged cloudy skies and rainfall in some parts of the southern, central, and northern region. According to it, there is a high likelihood of floods occurring in parts of Delta, Imo, Bayelsa, Rivers, Cross River, and Akwa Ibom states during the forecast period. NEMET urged airline operators to get airport-specific weather reports, flight documentation from NEMET, from effective planning in their operations. The agency also advised residents to stay informed through weather updates by visiting NEMET's official website. The Rivers State Police Command has said it's meant to continue to provide timely and useful information to the police. Now, that was the news update at 10. For news stories, comments, and suggestions, observations, please send us an email at goldingfmyanagwa@gmail.com. You can also follow us on Facebook, Instagram, X, YouTube, and TikTok on 97.5 Golding FM Yanagwa. The news was edited by Judith Nake. I am Moyi Stephen. Good morning.